We are recording the video. It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 824. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Mike Smith. Thank you very much for downloading and subscribing to the show. Please visit the main website at miketechshow.com. You can email me questions and suggestions for show topics at miketechshow@gmail.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube page, youtube.com/MichaelSmithMTS. Click subscribe on the bottom. Every video that I do is posted up there. This show is brought to you by Instant House Call, robust remote support for IT pros and MSPs. Instant House Call provides unattended and on-demand remote access. You can try it free by clicking on the link on my website on the left-hand side at miketechshow.com. Use the promo code MikeTechShow for your free 15-day trial, or just go to instanthousecall.com. This show is also brought to you by MagnusBox, your best online backup service. You can become a partner. They only sell through the channel and to other partners. You just go to magnusbox.com. They have Office 365 backup, every operating system, whether it's a workstation, server, Linux, Mac, they support it. Synology, you can, for the free trial, you can experience the same features as paying partners to kick the tires. You want to jump in, mention you heard it on the Mike Tech Show before the end of April, because you will get your first 3 months free. That's right. Your first 3 months will be free. They're HIPAA compliant. It's everything you need. Go to magnusbox.com. I have great show lined up. Lots of stories from the trenches, some files and utilities that I learned. We are going to talk about a program, Lazesoft, some Windows 11 tips, Windows Server 2022 setup. Windows 11 is, if it's running slow, there's an issue with SSDs. We're going to talk about a note app called Joplin, some Evernote tips, and I got a question for Exchange spam filtering for on-premise Exchange server. Client needs some help. So first, my client Dylan, who is also the one where I'm going to talk about the Windows Server 2022 setup this week. He recommended a utility that I have not used, but I know I mentioned it in a past show because I recognize the name. It is Lazesoft. The free version, this is what you want to make a USB where you can boot up, create a bootable, USB stick and change a forgotten password. But if you buy it's very cheap, like $39 if you buy one of their products. One of the things that Dylan mentioned to me, and I want to make sure everybody knows this, that the pro version, you can turn on the built-in disabled admin account and then reset the password. And if it's configured with a Microsoft account, you can also see all of the Microsoft accounts, and it gives you the option to convert it to a local account and reset the password. Very cool. And it does a lot more. So this is the first link in the show notes for tonight's show. You can recover data and passwords, repair a Windows system, clone or restore the hard drive. So you got lots of different options here, and I would absolutely recommend it for anybody's toolkit. I'm trying to think who put this in this is from the Discord channel, and and I don't know if it's Robert or there was a, you know what? Hold on. If this is a good chance, go to Discord. If you click on the link in the show notes and join our Mike Tech Show channel, because you're going to learn a lot. Absolute lot. And this is Jeff in the Discord channel. There's been a thread talking about working with Windows 11 with a local account, because supposedly Microsoft has gotten rid of the ability for you to skip that process. Well, looks like you still can do it. And then also how to run Windows 11 in a virtual machine. I absolutely, when I was talking about last week, I need to have a test of Windows 11. VirtualBox. Do it virtual. VirtualBox is free. There's going to be a link how to install Windows 11 without an internet connection, and then how to run Windows 11 on a virtual machine. Two great links that, if I didn't mention it here, you would have had to subscribe to our Discord channel in order to learn these links. And this is just a little taste of some of the great things and discussions that can happen and are happening in the Mike Tech Show Discord channel. So please join up. It is free, and you're going to learn a lot. This is a great place to put your questions out there and just, hammer away. And you got a lot of people that are making great recommendations. We have well over 100 subscribers to it. Just check it out. You will like it. And make sure you say hello and announce yourself so we know you're a human being and not a bot. So this week, installed Windows 11 for a server for a client/listener. His name's Dylan. And we got the server, remember, because there was a problem with getting direct from Dell. We had to use the Dell outlet. Great rack-mounted server. It was mint condition. And I had to get the OEM Microsoft Server 2022 standard DVD. He wanted the latest, greatest. When I was purchasing it, it was going to come with 2019 already on it. But then when we went to the outlet, it comes with you can't configure it with an operating system. So I had to buy that separately. That's okay, but we had to go through the install. And you could tell the link, that means a shipment has arrived from Amazon. So what? I lost my train of thought. I got to get back into focus here. Okay. So here's one of the things you need to consider before going to 2022. We had no problem. And I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons. One of the cons can be the software that you're going to be installing on the server. You got to make sure that the manufacturer, supplier of that software, especially if it's a vertical market, and this was always an issue working with attorneys who use Needles and not the web version, that they've upgraded to Neos, but Needles, they would only support with certain operating systems on the server, and they were always way behind. So I guarantee I would never have been able to go to 2022 this year with them. You must take the time, do the due diligence of researching with the software manufacturers to make sure they support 2022 before you migrate to that. Or you just pick Server 2019. One of the pros, it is identical to Windows 10 Pro. I loved it. I have not worked on Server 2019 or 2022. This was the first time with 2022. You must be ready with the drivers. One of the first thing you need to do is configure the RAID. Now that happened to already be configured, but that's easy to go into the setup when the server's booting. This is a Dell server, and the RAID was already configured for RAID 5 with all the drives. When we put the DVD in and started the setup, it could not see any of the drives. We had to go to another machine, take the service tag, go on to Dell's website, and download the S140 driver for the controller. So this way, the DVD would see the drive. Once we did that, we pointed to it, no problem. Everything was, came in with no issue. So just some of the caveats: if you want it already installed, if you're buying it from like HP or Dell and you can pick that it's already installed, great. If they're offering it, you're going to have all the drivers. We had to do a little work in getting the drivers and making sure there were no more drivers in others. So I had to manually install the chipset driver. So you have a few manual things you got to do. As long as all the software you're going to be running is compatible with it, then go ahead. But just remember, you're going to have some extra work. And we went through that extra work. So now we're 3 more years before we have to worry about end of life, if we had deployed 2019. So it's nice having 2022 running. It's running great. And I'll tell you, I feel you're on a Windows 10 system. That's what it looks like. Except now you have Server Manager to assign the roles that you want for that server. So wanted to just, make everybody aware of that. And now for Doug Betts, and Doug, who listens to the show regularly, he has a great YouTube channel, and I'm working with him for one of his clients, and we are speccing out a server. And we absolutely had these questions that came up. He does the channel on YouTube, Live Windows Training, teaching crafted for novices, advanced users, and technicians. You're going to absolutely love the way Doug talks about current issues and problems that's happening with Windows, troubleshooting. You subscribe to the channel. You will absolutely love it. And I love working with Doug for some of his clients. I helped write policies for one of his clients, and now I'm helping him spec out the server, and I can't wait to jump in remotely and help him configure the server, just like I'm doing with Dylan right now and teaching him. Having a lot of fun working on servers. It's been a while, and lately all I've been doing is, my son and I, we've been demoting servers, downgrading them to either a NAS or a peer server and eliminating servers here because the business requires it, because of what they're doing, because of Active Directory, and you wanting to have group policies. It makes sense to have a full-blown server. So it's just nice getting back into that and helping out. And I'm putting that out there. If anybody else has any, you need help with security policies, Anthony, who's in the chat, I'm helping him with his company, with disaster recovery, business continuity policies, security policies. I love doing that. And please reach out to me. MikeTechShow@gmail.com, and then I'll send you all my MHS consulting info, and we'll connect up, have an initial Zoom call, and let's see where I can help you out. So thank you, everybody, in supporting the show. And especially since I've lost Amazon affiliate capability, this is really helping out. So, and Anthony is in the chat right now. So let's see what's next here. I came across this let me bookmarks toolbar. There we go. I came across this note-taking app that I'm looking forward to try. Even though Evernote's still around, love Evernote, it's called Joplin. The only negative, it's free, but in order to sync everything, you have to have the cloud version, and there's a basic and a pro, and all of a sudden you're $5.99 for the euros, and I think I wrote down what that is. I think that's like $62 a year, so that's still cheaper than Evernote. But I want to know if anybody's using Joplin, and are you using Joplin Cloud for your note taking? And I'd like to know how that is. That would be really cool. So drop me a line, MikeTechShow@gmail.com, and let me know. And why I came across Joplin, well, I got an email from Evernote, and it made me think it is springtime. 4 steps for digital spring cleaning the Evernote way. And I'm going to have this link in the show notes, and you should really consider. They have 4 tips here, and it's perfect. Keep your inbox under control. That's something that I do as I say, not as I do, because I don't do a good job of this. And my inbox is not under control. And you really should get that under control. Take your inbox clean out one step further with an Evernote workflow and save emails to Evernote for essential emails. I'm having trouble. This is where I complain about the new version of Evernote. It doesn't work with non-Microsoft hosted Exchange, and I don't like that. So I actually prefer the older Evernote. Even though I've upgraded, I've lost the ability to immediately send my emails to Evernote. Declutter your social media accounts. Yeah, I agree with that. This is important. And I have clients that are like addicted to TikTok. You got to set limits. You got to do that, or you're just going to be wasting so much time. So turn off your social media notifications, set time limits, remove apps from your home screen. There you go. Clean up your browser bookmarks. I'm pretty good at this. I keep my browser bookmarks pretty clean. So that's something I don't mind. Organize your Evernote account. Again, my notebooks are all clients. I don't take care of I don't do the stacks much, but I don't have untitled notes. So I make sure everything's titled. So here's just more in using Evernote. The going green with Evernote, 5 time management tips. Evernote does a pretty good job of communicating and giving you tips because they want you to keep using this forever. So I'm in. I'm married to Evernote, but that's why I'm always got an eye on some other note taking program, and that's why I want to look at Joplin a little bit. So I want to get to some emails, and let's see where we're at here on all of my notes here. We got Evernote. Okay. So we're going to get to some email because this is important. Spam filtering. Hi, Mike. The company I work for has an Exchange server and uses a spam filter called GFI Essentials as a spam filter. Lately, we have been having an issue where GFI will not allow emails from outside the company. So he continues, it's an on-premise Exchange server. I don't have any on-premise Exchange servers anymore. They're all hosted and they all have great spam filtering. So I started doing a little research, and I'm going to have 3 links. One is Barracuda. They do have an email protection plans, and it can work with your on-premise. So you want to look into that for the pricing. Another one is Gravity Zone Security for email. That's another. It's by Bitdefender, and it's just one of those. It works with Exchange on-premise, Microsoft 365, Exchange Online, even works with Gmail. I did a search on the top spam filters, and I came across one that had ratings, and it had the pros and cons. And what was very depressing was even their top recommendation was the lesser of of two evils. They all had major cons to them. So you got to be careful what do your due diligence, ask for references, do the work. So my advice is, take a look, see if they have some kind of a test account, a way to test it out and look at all of the services. But something that I want to talk about here in the email, and this is an important note, they are not for profit. It's a school. So anybody that's a school, you want to definitely put them on to TechSoup. TechSoup.org has ridiculous discounts. You got to prove you're nonprofit. You got to, file the paperwork that proves it. They put you through a lot of work to prove that you're not for profit, but it's worth it for the software licensing. And I just searched TechSoup, and what do they have for anti-spam gateways and protection? Komodo anti-spam. I can't even imagine how cheap this is going to be. But you absolutely, if this is a possibility and buying it, I don't know if you're already using the availability of TechSoup. And this is Robert who wrote the email. And I know Robert's part of a Discord. I recognize the name. Make sure that your organization is using TechSoup. You're going to save a fortune. I bet you are, and you might not have realized that they have a spam filtering for on-premise Exchange servers. So, very cool. All right. Here we go. This is from Clark, and it's warns of bugs in its network-attached storage devices. So, Clark, thank you. I'm going to post this in the show notes. Microsoft. You need to use the newer version of the Exchange Admin Center, and it is not the classic one. And this is from Bill, and sent me an update for, this is great. This is an article from Microsoft 365 blog, and how it supports larger email messages up to 150 meg. I did not know that. So I usually tell people don't email anything more than 10 meg, just you don't know who they're going to have at the other end for receiving the email. So you got to be very conscious of that, and of big emails. So, Bill, thank you for that. And again, also Clark for that link. Bob and Kate weighed in on personal stories of my rant from last week, where I hit a nerve in connecting with my eyeglass problem. So I wanted to wrap up by saying, as soon as I was finished, as a matter of fact, I was on the phone working with Dylan, and he asked me, he said, "Hey, how did you make out with the glasses?" Because he's a regular listener. And I said, "Well, I haven't had time this week, but the minute I hang up, I'm heading over to the eyeglass place, which is very close to where I'm at." And I went over there, and I went in so nice, so gentle, the kinder, softer, gentler Mike. And I went in, and lady came up who I've been working with, and says, "So how's it going?" I said, "Not well. I have 3 monitors. My monitor in front is 22 inches away from my eyes. The 2 side monitors are 26 inches away. And every time I turn to the right or left, I have to," she says, "Oh, you have to lift your neck to," I said, "Yes, it's killing my neck." I said, "This just is not working out. Can we change the lenses?" She was so nice. I was there for 10 minutes. They have the glasses. They're going to put a 1.5 magnification for reading on my left eye and a 1.75 because it's slightly different for the right eye, and it's no progression. So that will be perfect. I am very, very happy. And, until I get it and I can use it, but I just love the frames. And boy, it was a totally different experience. And I just, I was afraid to go in, actually. So I kept making excuses here. I didn't want to go over there. So, I was busy, but, I was like, I can do it tomorrow. I can do it another day. But today I said, that's it. I have to. And I told Dylan, I said, I'm going over here because I need to report on this in the show tonight. So I needed to be able to talk about that. Now, so no matter how upset I was last week, when you are dealing with a business like this, even though they took advantage of me and forced me into something that I didn't want, I had to really hold back and show the restraint because I wanted this done right. And that's what I did. Oh, I love it. Taz, great quote. Love quoting movie quotes. The Roadhouse rules. We're going to quote Patrick Swayze here. Be nice until it's time not to be nice. And that is great advice. And that's exactly what I did. I was nice. They were nice. Nice. In a couple weeks, I'll have my new pair of glasses, which you should be seeing. Hopefully they work and I'm wearing them. So, someone just called us old, Taz. Well, we are. I'm an old man. An old man trapped with the mind of a young man because I don't feel old. So, which is right. Isn't that what it's all about? So that's, I want to, Kate, thank you so much. She shared some great details of the same problem, and so did Bob. And Bob also sympathized with me on my plight with PayPal and Facebook, where I went to that ad and I shouldn't have. I know I shouldn't have. I sent them an email. I have not heard. It's been well over a week. We're going on 2 weeks. I need to follow up with PayPal. And at least I did get half the product because it was a buy one, get one free. And I can't believe in 2 months I actually did receive it. So it's not like I'm out 100%. If nothing happens with this, I'm okay. But I think I should get half of my money back. That's what I'm going to go for with PayPal. They had me buy 2. One was good, one was bad. I'm willing to send back the bad one. Give me half my money back. So hopefully I'll get half. And I will follow up with that. But don't roll over and take it. You got to stand up for yourself. If no matter who it is, it's a business, if it's a doctor, I don't care. Don't let the bullies out there roll over you. I did that. I did that a long time ago. And I had to beat up a bully in order to make things stop happening. And I know Carrie and I shared a lot of stories on Tech Vets one episode about that, where I was bullied in grade school, where he was bullied in high school, and we shared a lot of stories about that. But it happens in the business world too. They'll just try to run over you and steamroll you and take advantage of you. You can't let it. You really can't. So that's my words of wisdom for right now. And that's it for tonight's show. Hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully there's a link in the show notes that will trigger something or you'll be able to use. Thank you for staying subscribed and listening to the show. Don't forget, and I know Dylan's a happy camper because we introduced him to Fabs Auto Backup Pro. Once he seen that, he was like, oh my God, this is great. So Fabs Auto Backup Pro, once you use it for transferring settings and files from one system to another, or just to store them somewhere and then put them back for one price, it is well worth it. It is tremendous. In May, they're changing my link, so I'm going to have to change that, and I will. I'll update it as best I can everywhere because I keep it in the show notes for every show. And then remember for supporting Instant House Call, for remotely supporting your clients on demand and unattended, and of course the best online backup service that you can purchase, and that is MagnusBox. That's it. See everybody next week, same time, same channel. Bye-bye.